guide you through this story. There's nothing more exciting than letting you feel the tension and fear that surrounds every step I take. I'm not anyone special, just a young girl caught in a mystery darker than you can imagine. But don't worry, I'll lead you through all of this as your traveling companion. I know many things you might not want to know, so follow me, but be careful. Sometimes it's better not to know what's behind the door you open.
Title: Room Number 404.
In an old hotel nestled deep in the mountains, there was one room that always remained vacant, room number 404. No guests ever stayed there, and the hotel staff avoided answering any questions about the room. For them, room 404 was a secret that must never be revealed. One stormy night, a young woman named Alina arrived at the hotel. She was on a business trip, but the severe weather forced her to take shelter in the eerie hotel. Every room was booked except for one, room number 404. The receptionist hesitated before handing over the key. Her face was pale. But if anything happens, don't leave the room. Don't open the door for anyone, she said with a trembling voice. Alina brushed off the warning. To her, it was just superstitious nonsense typical of old hotels. However, the moment she entered the room, an uneasy feeling crept over her. The room was cold, colder than the hallway outside. The dim light cast eerie shadows, and there was a damp smell that lingered in the air. On the wall hung a large, antique mirror with an intricately carved wooden frame. As Alina began unpacking her things, she heard a faint whisper. She turned toward the mirror and saw the shadow of a woman standing behind her. But when she spun around, no one was there. Her heart pounded, but she tried to convince herself it was just her imagination. She turned on the TV to distract herself, but no matter which channel she selected, the screen displayed nothing but black and white static. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Alina asked, her voice trembling. There was no answer, just the continuous knocking. She remembered the receptionist's warning, don't open the door for anyone. But her curiosity got the better of her. She approached the door cautiously and peered through the peephole. There was no one outside, but as she stepped back, the knocking turned into loud, violent banging. The room lights flickered. Panicked, Alina ran to the bed and pulled the blanket over herself like a shield. Suddenly, the large mirror on the wall began to tremble. From within the mirror, the shadowy woman she had seen earlier slowly emerged. The woman wore a long, tattered white dress, and her hair obscured most of her face. Her pitch-black eyes stared directly at Alina.
Why are you here?
The raspy voice echoed in the room. Alina couldn't move, her body frozen in terror. She could only watch as the figure drew closer, inch by inch, until it was mere centimeters from her face. It was then that Alina realized the figure wasn't in the real world. It was inside the mirror. Alina tried to run, but the figure extended its hand out of the mirror and grabbed her wrist. Its grip was icy and impossibly strong. Alina screamed, but no one heard her. Her entire body was pulled into the mirror, leaving room 404 in eerie silence. The next morning, the hotel staff found the room empty. All of Alina's belongings were still there, but she had vanished without a trace. And no one knows what happened to Alina, but her disappearance became another chilling tale whispered among the hotel staff. And room number 404, it remains vacant, waiting for its next guest. That's the mystery of room 404. Did Alina truly disappear? Or is there something more terrifying behind that mirror? What do you think? Does this room still hide more secrets? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next creepy story. And remember, if you ever stay in an old hotel, make sure your room isn't room 404. See you in the next video. If you're brave enough to keep watching,